What's going on YouTube? My name is Robert. In this video, I'd like to talk about something that I tried. I advise each and every one of you to listen carefully and try this similar process. So I want to let you know that I'm doing this video just to plant a seed, to sort of get you thinking about what you can actually achieve with your mind and your actions. 2018, there's many different avenues on how to generate income without actually being in a place of work, trading your time for money. Many different ways to make money online, which is kind of where the younger generation is really like looking into, and people have been doing it for quite a while now. And you can look at some of the largest retailers in the world, online e-commerce business platforms. Someone that has had great success with Shopify dropshipping. What's to say that if you attempt the same thing, which this is a proven method of generating revenue online, like what's to say that if you sit down and you start creating your store and you get online and you get all hyped, you soon realize that you're not really into that. What's the purpose of you spending all those hours doing that thing? Because for most people, you're gonna say it's money. If that's the reason you're doing something without any sort of passion, let's say like you're gonna do this new Shopify thing, but you don't enjoy sitting down and creating a website, like why are you doing it? I want you guys to really focus on yourselves. Maybe that's been you, maybe you saw this YouTube video or you saw some YouTuber talking about how he's making like this amount of money per month or per day or whatever it may be, and you sit down and you really like try your hardest to achieve this, but there's not really a passion for sitting down and doing all the back end stuff to what goes into these e-commerce sites. It doesn't mean that you don't have what it takes. It just means that you may be better off focusing your energy somewhere else where you can actually succeed and achieve great things. With that being said, the first step that I took in my life, and it really has made it go full 360, is focusing on your passion and finding a passion. This is such a cliche thing to say. Like, you've probably heard it from your parents, you've probably heard it from your teachers, you've probably heard it many times in general. Ooh, find your passion, do what you love. But don't take this lightheartedly. Like, take this comment or take this statement very seriously. When you find your passion, when you find out what gets your adrenaline going, what gets you excited, you'll find out quickly that it'll help you shape into the person that you really are. Like, you'll find yourself, you'll know who you are as a person. Knowing this really will help you succeed in whatever you attempt, because you know what you're capable of achieving, you know what you can do if you sit down and put your mind to something. Like I said, I'm sitting here telling you guys this because I really want to help other people maybe that were in similar situations to mine, and all I simply did was finding my passion, finding what gets me excited, finding what gets me going. What I've always thought, like finding yourself, knowing who you are, like this is something that you will have to end up doing at some point in your life. Like, you will know, sooner or later, you'll know yourself. And for some people this comes instantly. Like, some people are just bam, they find out what they're good at, they go for it, they achieve it, they do great things. Others not so much. They have trouble, they switch majors, they don't really know what they want to do in life, and this is a lot of people, and this is not a big deal. Like, this is the majority of people, which is okay. The reason it's so hard for people to find themselves is because they're too busy spending 40 hours a week at a job. They're too busy doing 30 hours in class a semester at a college or an institution. They're focusing their energy somewhere else. They're not focusing it on themselves. And in a way, yes, going to work for a paycheck, that's benefiting you. But if you take a step back and look at it, it's really benefiting the person you're working for, not as much as you think you're benefiting yourself. Because money doesn't really bring much enjoyment, and I'm speaking from experience here. Putting in 30 hours in your education at a really high price, this is very arguable. If you don't have any idea of what you can achieve, try it. This is one of the things I'm going to mention in this video, is try as many things as you possibly can. You'll soon realize what you can and can't do. The second step that I really took, and it helped me a lot, was I stopped doubting myself. So for the longest time I had this fear. Fear is one of the causing factors when it comes to failure. So if you really think about that, why would you want to associate with something that brings failure, or it's one of the causing factors for failure. If you're too busy worrying about what can go wrong, you won't be able to focus on what can go right. And this is what happens most of the time. Like, you're too busy focused on like the fear behind, what if I lose my money trying this thing. There's this quote that I came across at a business conference recently, and it goes like this: it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of how. If you really break that down and think about it, going into something, don't even consider like, what if it goes wrong? Consider, how will I make this work for me? That will really give you a different perspective on it. So think about how I'm gonna make this Shopify store work. Think about how I'm gonna make this Amazon FBA store work. That's just the start of a plan. You just, write down your vision, write down your goals, and how you're going to achieve them. Start with that. Like, that's pretty simple. Fear really ties up the imagination. Like, everything around you, like this dirt bike behind me, the wall behind me, like the camera I'm filming this on, the computer you're watching this on, the phone you're watching this on, at one point, believe it or not, it was just a thought in someone's head. They said, whoa, like, I have this really good idea. They acted on that, which, if they were too busy filling their imagination with fear, where would their thought process have led them to if they were too focused on the negatives and too focused on, hey, what if this goes wrong? So don't let fear fill your imagination. Let your imagination roam free. You'll be very satisfied with what you can achieve. I know I've kind of been like all over the place, but the third kind of step that I really took and acted on in my life was just simply doing it. And I've heard this on many other YouTube platforms. Just simply taking action, and I've done this in my own life, and it has improved the way I see things. It's improved my overall well-being in such a way I can't explain. The reason I say this, and the reason I really focus on making sure you guys will understand this process, is the more you try, the more you'll know what you really like and what you don't like. The more you go explore your options, and you get a sense of what you can do and what you can't do. When I was 18, my first job ever was a phlebotomist at the hospital, and it was healthcare, and I had friends working in the healthcare field, so I got really like excited, like, hey, I'm gonna go get this job, make all this money, when in reality, I soon realized that, like, yo, I don't like being here. Like, even if it were for the money, some people make this mistake and they go all the way to get a college degree to further on their, maybe a nursing degree or occupational therapy or whatever it may be. They go into depth and they get this degree, and they're staying in this field that they deep down don't have any passion for. They deep down are just doing it because society told them, like, hey, this is a good job, you'll be seen in a high standard and amongst your peers, this or that. I soon then moved on to another job that one of my friends hooked me up with, and I was working in a warehouse. I doubled my annual income, and this was a shocker, because I at the time, 19 going into 20, like, to be making such a large amount of money was unreal for me. Even then, like, I'm making this X amount of money, but I'm still working for somebody else, and I'm not doing anything to benefit me. I've learned everything I can possibly learn in this field. I've mastered, the skill that it takes to go there and work hard and efficiently and make money. But what's the point? Why am I really here? Because I'm tied down to this location, so I have to show up here every day, work for a paycheck, and then go back home and do whatever I can possibly, like, in the general area, because I can't go too far off, because the next day I'm gonna be right back there. Trying something new, the worst that can happen is that you learn something new. A lot of people may, like, they may not really be into, experiencing and learning many different things. But what I can say is that if you are into, acquiring more knowledge on certain things, like exploring your options in different industries and different avenues of maybe occupations and jobs or side hustles or whatever it may be, you will gain knowledge that many people they will never have. Another thing that to be considered that comes with trying something new is there's money involved. Usually on a a business venture or some sort of, you're making this bold financial move, like there's always money on the line. Losing money will happen like at some point, and I've lost money trying different things, trying new things. In a way, if you think about it, going to college, you're losing money to acquire knowledge. That's literally all college is, and it's at a very high price. And if you think about that, it might help you guys, kind of reconsider the path you're heading down, or, go finish college and then just don't really focus on working for somebody else, but start something for yourself, which will benefit you in the long run. Don't wait too long to try this. Like this step that I've been ranting on about, like don't wait too long to just do whatever it is that may come your way and act on it and do it wholeheartedly. And you may realize, hey, this is not my thing, or you may realize, dude, I love this so much. If you guys want to know more about the avenue that I went down, how I was able to quit my $42,000 a year job here in the Midwest. I was able to just go to my boss, tell him, yo, like, I'm not coming in tomorrow, I quit, I'm done. Just walk out and have complete and absolute freedom. And I mean that because I quit in March, and since March, I've been able to travel the country, like something I've been wanting to do as a kid. Staying consistent with these methods has helped me in my overall well-being and confidence. I promise you, if you take these steps and implement them in your own life, you will see the results. With that being said, thanks for watching.
Have a great day.